We didn't have one, but yeah.
Just realised I didn't set this going. This
59.
You didn't have
Television, not
You
television.
could never sit still and watch the TV because you're always getting up as the picture was rolling all along. Just stop.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or it'll go, keep going that way. Horizontal, vertical, always drive you mad,
An
wouldn't it?
interference, wasn't there?
Yes, there was, yeah.
Do you remember whether your grandfather had a television at for the coronation or before?
I don't think so, no. I think my grandmother didn't approve of modern
Didn't approve of it.
modern things.
So that even up until the point at which they died, they didn't have a television.
I don't think so, no.
Oh, right. But 1949 was quite early.
I remember
Yeah.
Emily Davis.
Yes.
They had television about 1949, and I always
Yes.
remember her coming to school on the next day of the general election in 1950, and she was tired out. She said she'd watched it on television all night.
Really?
Yeah, and that was in 1950. So
Well,
I
they
always
had
remember that.
living with them Mr. Davis's uncle, Uncle Oliver, who was deaf and dumb, and they had a television early for his sake, really.
And who was that, Mr.?
Mr. Emily Davis that lived at the poultry farm, who I've got my son on the case trying to locate her still, but
Right.
we
Who,
haven't
Emily
managed
Davis?
to. Yes,
Yeah, no.
we still haven't managed to do so. No.
So they had that election on all night, did they?
They had it on all night one night, yeah.
Goodness
I remember
me,
Emily
yeah.
said she was tired the next day at school
Yeah.
because she'd watched it all night.
Right.
So that was in 1950.
But not many people had it before 53, did they?
No, well, I know we
Mrs.
didn't.
White over the road had it, especially, and we all
Yeah.
crowded in our little front room to
That was
watch
Mrs.
it.
White. Yeah.
Mrs. White,
Oh,
Mabel,
So,
Mabel.
Oh,
so they had
Mabel,
one.
yeah.
Right, okay.
53, they had.
Yes. And did they actually buy it for the coronation? I mean, I think
Yes.
some people just, you know, that was what really. Yes.
No, we did. Not in the village.
No.
We had it 1953. We didn't have it for the funeral. We went to the lady downstairs to watch the George VI's funeral, and by the time of the coronation, my daddy had got one.
Oh.
That was good, and it was quite a big one too. I was quite proud of it.
Oh.
So apart from the coronation, what else did you watch on television at that time?
Muffin the Mule.
Yeah, and Prudence Kitten. Yeah. And Hank the.
Oh yes,
Cowboy,
Hank, the
because
cowboy.
I was invited round to the Davises every Tuesday for tea because I was friendly with Emily, and it was always to watch. I think it was Muffin the Mule or
Muffin the
something.
Mule,
or
that's
Prudence
it.
Kitten.
Sylvia Peters.
Bill
wasn't
and
it?
Ben.
I can't
And,
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Andy Pump.
That's a bit
Yeah.
later.
Andy
Bill
Pump.
and Ben.
Yeah.
Later.
Who was the?
Later.
Oh, I can't think of the presenter's name on Muffin the Mule. Who was
Oh,
that?
Annette
Mills.
Mills.
That's right. Yeah.
And I think it was Anne Hogarth used to work the puppets, I think.
Yes, that's
I
right.
remember.
Thank you, Dad.
Yeah.
Bit steady.
And people had them, didn't they? And my cousin had one, a Muffin the Mule.
I've still got one.
You still
they're
play with it?
They're valuable
So,
actually.
I don't know, I still got it in
Pen
the
and
drawer.
puppets.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes, the old ones are quite valuable.
Uh,
Have you got the box? Because the box.
No,
Yes.
I haven't. No, I think
We
Philip
had
Orleman's
two
got
with
one. I
boxes,
think
but
Philip's
they were
got
my
one.
children's, the next generation.
They
but I believe
clattered,
they are
didn't
quite
they?
They did, yeah, they
Yeah.
were metal.
Yes.
And they're much more if you've got the box.
Yes, we've
Mm.
well, she's got the boxes to her. So.
So apart from the children's programmes, did you watch any other programmes that you can
God, I
remember?
can't remember.
Like that?
The only other things I used to watch sometime was the Korean War on the newsreels. That's the only other things I can remember.
Right. That was in the 50s,
That was
wasn't
in
it?
the early 50s and 51.
You were involved in at that
Commander
time,
was
weren't
involved
you?
in that, weren't you,
Yes,
Commander?
not in the World War, but I was in the Korean
In the
War.
Korean
yes.
War, yeah.
Mm. Have you written your memoirs up about that?
No.
He's saving that for his old age.
Yes. So any other sort of thoughts about television? What about radio? What did you listen to on the radio?
Oh God, Archie
Oh.
Andrews.
Archie Andrews.
Dick
Educating
Barton,
Archie.
Special
Yeah.
Agent.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes.
Dick Barton, Special Agent. Yeah, yeah. And then the Archers, and I think that's the only ones I can remember then.
my grandparents had a very old set, and it didn't always work very well. And you had to kick it. I remember my grandfather saying, I don't like him. Give it a kick. And the thing didn't work usually.
Right, okay.
Yes.
I remember trying to tune in for Radio
Luxembourg,
Luxembourg.
yeah.
Yes.
Oh yes, yeah.
That was quite early
Yes,
on.
I don't know when that started.
About 63 or something.
Right.
Because I
Something
can
like
remember
that.
having a
No,
little
no,
transistor
it'd
No, it must have been
taking
earlier
it
than
out
that,
to
I
it.
think.
Yes,
Was it?
well earlier than
Yes,
that.
because I used to listen to
Yeah.
it before
Yeah.
then, yeah.
Yes, I did.
Mm.
Couldn't always get it.
No, I mean, I don't know what the reception was like
No.
here.
No,
What was the reception on the radio like here?
All right, where we were.
Right,
Yes.
okay.
Journey into Space, that was
Oh,
another
yes.
thing we
Oh,
used
yeah.
to listen to.
With Lemmy and
Lemmy, yeah, that's it
And
now.
the music, I remember the music.
there's a workers' playtime and all
Oh, yes.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Department Special Agent.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was that disc jockey that played in Journey into Space. David Jacobs.
Oh,
I
yes.
think he was in
Yeah.
there.
Mhm.
In that.
Yes, here. Did you make a crystal set? Did anybody have a
Yes, I made a
Oh,
crystal
yeah,
set.
yeah,
Yes.
made one.
what at home or at school or?
No, made it at home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did it work?
Not very well, no.
Okay.
It was quite frustrating, wasn't it?
Yeah, but they did work.
Yeah.
Did you make one, Commander, at all, the crystal set? Or not?
No, I didn't.
Ah,
I remember during the war, I was living in the old house for a few months of the last war, and I remember my Aunt Florence, my father's sister, wearing a mac rather like this and going out. She was an artist and going out and did sketching. And great excitement in the local police station, I think. There's a woman dressed as a man who's sketching out offences. But there's a Barclays, Tony Barclays, retired Indian judge, lived in the
Manor House.
cottage.
Cottage.
Oh, in the cottage,
Cottage,
right,
yes.
yeah, the cottage.
And his son, Tony Barclay, was a very gallant Butler Britain Parliament actually. And rumour has it, I don't know if it's true or not, that he would fly his Spitfire between the two chimney stacks in the cottage. I don't believe he did, but it's a nice story.
Yeah.
Mary Gurnett has a story that because she was helping, she was part of the domestic help, and they were told if a plane came over low, they were to go out and wave the tablecloth because it would be Tony. And one day they went out and it turned out to be a German plane.
Was it with surrendering?
There's a little bit about Tony Bartley in that
Oh,
one.
Another one,
lovely.
right, yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want it. You
Yeah.
No, that's-
So why were you here for those few months during the war?
Well, we evacuated from London,
Right,
I
okay.
think.
And you were how old then?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I was born in January 27, so you can work it out.
Work it out. So, yeah, a teenager. A teenager.
Well, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And did you attend the school here at all?
No, I
Oh,
didn't.
was it?
But my sister was meant to go to a school that had been evacuated to
No, I take
Wales, I think.
Yes,
And I was my mother bullying poor
Yes,
Mr. Evans, old Mr. Evans.
Right, yes.
Yeah,
But
not
otherwise
online.
she won't be able to go to school. You must take her. And she and I think Patricia Cruz were the first two girls at Swanbourne House.
Oh, nice. So that was during the war?
That was at the beginning of the war,
Oh,
yes.
Right,
Yes.
okay, yes. Well, that's interesting. Let's move on from radios and things then. The next one was childhood illnesses and death. Not necessarily. Okay. What childhood illnesses did you have or your friends have? Do you remember?
Chickenpox.
Chicken pox, yes.
You know, I had scarlet fever and I was
Yeah,
sent to an
that's
isolation hospital.
Were you?
All very exciting, yes.
Yes.
I had scarlet fever.
Mm.
I was left at home.
I can remember the fever cart coming where we lived in London, and if somebody had scarlet fever, they used to come and collect all the bedding and take it away and burn it.
I've got, there were two of us from school, I think, a chap called Robin, R-A-B-E-N, and me, who both had scarlet fever. We were shut up, so to speak.
Right, yes.
Was it very contagious then?
And you were in isolation,
Mm.
and I know David, my ex-husband, had it, and he was 6 weeks
Yeah.
away from his family, and remembered his mother standing outside the door, wasn't allowed to come in, waving at the door.
Did you have the same, you were completely isolated from
Yeah,
people?
absolutely.
And where did they
There
send
was
you?
myself and this other boy called Robin. And we were in quite a big war. I don't know where, it must have been somewhere on the coast, I think, because I was at school at Summerfield Hastings, St Leonards-on-Sea, not the Oxford Summerfield. But we were evacuated to Oxford. I by then had gone to Eton, but we evacuated to Oxford, and there was sort of, yes, that's right. We went to Oxford, and then when we came back again, but the headmaster's son who was to take the school over, unfortunately he was gay. He was a hell of a chap. He fought with parasite on him and that sort of thing, but he was gay, and then this came out with sort of great stuff. I'd gone on then to Eton, but it was all quite exciting while it lasted.
So which school was this?
This was the one.
Not the village school.
No,
the
one at Hastings.
On Hastings, right? Yeah. So anybody else miss school, hospitalised
Yes,
at all?
I had when I was coming up to 5. I had pneumonia bad, and I think I was off bad for about 3 months. So I didn't start school until Easter, when I should have started at Christmas.
Right.
In 48, it was Easter 48 before I started.
Any other major illnesses that people had?
Whooping cough I had.
Sorry?
Whooping cough. It was quite dangerous, wasn't it?
Yes.
And what about your parents and other people? Do you remember them being hospitalised with serious illnesses? Or
No.
It was all fit in them days.
Yeah.
Well, my
you
father
didn't have a double
was.
glazing.
He used to be in hospital quite a lot because he had emphysema.
Yes.
Emphysema, that was your father-in-law?
Father.
Father.
Dad.
I didn't know that.
And do you remember funerals, people dying and funerals in the past?
We didn't go as children in those days, did we? We were kept
No,
well
we
away
were
from
isolated
it.
from
And you
it.
drew all the curtains if there was
Yeah,
a funeral.
I remember that.
I can always remember George Brooks coming up here when I was at school here, going up with a wagon, with a push wagon with the coffins on.
Yes,
Burying
they used to
people
take
on there.
them, the
Yeah.
boxes.
He
My
was the
dad said
undertaker
he
in
didn't
the
want to
in
go
those days
because
when
they
he came over.
Right, yes,
Heritage had
absolutely.
started around, and he said he didn't want to go down the cemetery and he wanted to go on the cart, but he never did because at that time they were not doing it.
And the cart was kept at the Brookses.
Sorry?
The cart that was kept in the shed of the Brookses, was it?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just a wheelbarrow,
wheelbarrow,
basically,
yeah.
he pushed it.
Yeah.
I remember
Did they have funerals at the chapel, or was it just
Oh,
in the
yes.
church? They had them, yeah.
They did have them at the chapel, yes. Because somewhere I've got, I'm sure, my grandmother's account of the grandmother Towfield's funeral down there, which was 1937. So they certainly did have funerals there, but how long before, I've got no idea.
No.
No.
When did the other chapel shut?
just before we came.
Yeah, about 1969, I think it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And did the Brooks actually do the undertaking, or were they just they made the coffins? They did the whole.
No, they done
undertaking?
made the coffins
And
and
the
done the
whole
actual
undertaking. Right,
undertaking.
yes.
And did they have wakes afterwards? I mean, if you didn't go to the funeral, I suppose you didn't know.
No.
Ah.
No,
Didn't have
the
tea
people you
parties.
just used to go back to people's houses.
Yeah.
Not a big thing, but I think that was what happened.
Anything else on illnesses and deaths that anybody can think of?
Nobody's mentioned mumps.
No?
Did you not?
Oh,
hear
yes.
mumps?
Yeah.
Mums, yes.
Mums,
Mums
chicken
and chicken
pox,
pox
that's
together,
it.
I had, I remember.
It's
But
one
also
of the big
grammar schools
changes
then.
now because they don't have them. You know,
What?
they don't. Chicken
do
pox.
have
They still have
chicken
chicken
pox,
pox,
yeah.
but mumps and scarlet fever and
Well,
measles itself.
Scarlet fever, funny you should say that, because someone that comes to our chapel, they said the little boy had got scarlet fever
right.
yesterday.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
said that, which I thought was very
Unusual.
unusual these days.
Yeah, they treat it with antibiotics now.
I don't know,
Yeah.
but it's rare.
Yes, it used to be so.
They don't get
Lethal.
injections against it, do they?
Diphtheria, anybody?
No.
You're healthy not
Diphtheria.
down here. I remember quite a bit of diphtheria in London.
But if you were ill, the doctor was in Winslow, was he?
Yes, he
Dr.
was. Yeah.
Leapingwell when we
That's
were
right,
children. Was it?
Leaping
Yes,
well,
yes.
Yeah,
yes.
that's the
yeah.
name is still
And
They
they
used to
named
come
in
out
London.
for everything.
Did they come out for everything? Yeah.
Your virtue,
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Doctors did in those days.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
right.
Dr. Murphy and Dr.
Right,
Rudd
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
Dr. Leaping well.
from Winslow.
Dr. Rudd was good. He came out to mine when my kids were ill
Mm.
Yeah.
because he was in the village.
It was Dr. Leapingwell first, and
Yes,
then
yes,
Dr.
right.
Rudd.
Yeah,
That's right,
yeah.
yes.
And
Who was before Dr. Leapingwell, Commander? Can you remember at all?
No,
No.
no,
I don't think I knew.
No.
I don't seem to have the rest of the questions.
oh dear.
Oh,
Then you got
Is that from there? Is that? Oh, that's the first sheet.
yes.
What's that one? Is that the second sheet?
that's fresh.
No, that's
Oh, the
it.
second.
Oh.
Right, okay, that's fine. Okay, that's good.
She does her best, poor soul.
Right, that's good. Yeah. Okay, so we'll move on from the topic of illnesses to something a bit more pleasant. Food. Where did you get your provisions from? Where did you get your bread from? Was it all from the village? Or?
Well, it was,
Yeah,
yeah.
the baker come round.
Bakehouse.
We had Mr. Lambourne next door to the garage farm. He was a fishmonger.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yes, the co-op was where the garage is on now.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
come
Yes.
on there, wasn't it?
Yes.
Come on
When did the co-op move from there to? When did the shop move to its present position? Does it really remember?
there. Somewhere around about 1958, 59, I think.
Yeah, just
Something
the
like
late
that.
sort of 50s.
Who was
wasn't
running
it?
it at that time?
Mr. Allen was running
Yeah,
it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
So
right.
when it
yeah.
moved, and so he
yeah, he moved. Yeah, he was.
Did he come up to the new one then?
I think he
Mr.
did. I think he did.
I think for a short time, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he was a bit naughty, and I think he ran a black market setup, didn't he?
During the war.
I think so.
Did he?
Yes.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Get your sausages.
And what could you buy from the co-op? Everything? Pretty well.
Basically, I think.
Yes,
everything, yeah.
and they
But
would
we all
get
had
for
ration
you.
books,
and
Ration
During the war, you had
Yeah.
ration books. Yes. Yeah.
They would get for anything you wanted
They would get
at the
it.
co-op
Right.
from Bletchley.
Right. So they were linked to the Bletchley co-op.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Vickers and the picture while we're on the co-op.
Mr. Vickers. Yeah.
That picture of him standing outside
Yes.
the co-op.
Yes.
Well, people might know.
Well, you said it was Mr. Allen who was running the
Yeah. Elizabeth and Margaret have been in touch.
Oh, have
Would have
they?
loved to have come
Oh.
today and have sent a load of stuff. Want the date for next year now,
Oh,
so that they can come next
Oh,
time.
good.
But they were in their notes. It was Margaret. She said that her grandfather, George Vickers,
Yes.
ran the village shop, ran the co-op. Well, I'd always thought of Mr. Allen and Les Rowe. but I didn't know whether anybody.
No, we'll have to check that.
No,
There's a photo of
There's a
them
photo
going
that
back.
says
Yeah.
Mr.
Mom
Vickers.
Campbell didn't she? Didn't she help for a time?
But
Mum
she meant your
Campbell.
mum.
Well, my mum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did. Yeah. I can remember the number 1759.
Right. Was that when it was at the present location, or when it was?
No,
the,
we
the
used to
old
go
one?
down there.
Down the
Yeah.
old one, right? Okay, yeah. So did everybody get bread from the bakery, or do they?
Basically, I think so.
Yes, I think so. Yeah.
Nobody made their own.
I
No,
don't
well, they probably
remember
did. I
anyone
don't know.
making their own.
No,
No, I don't.
no.
No.
That was Mr. Burridge's love. First one that I can remember.
Oh,
There
yes.
wasn't Freddie Evans' father their commander before
Yes,
Mr.
the
Burridge?
Ovenses were there.
I
Was
think
the
he
bakehouse?
probably was, but I didn't remember that.
Oh,
I
no.
think so. I'd forgotten about Burridge.
Yeah, Burridge was the first one I can remember, but
And they delivered
Yes.
I believe so, yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
on foot or with baskets or a bike or.
Bike, I think,
Yeah.
baskets, big baskets at the front, and the same with the meat was delivered.
I remember my grandmother often saying to me, "Go down to nice Mr. Colgrove and get a pound of sausages, boy." You know.
Yes, because that was in down near there.
Yes,
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 yes.
Shop.
Yeah. So do any of you remember going down to the shop to get down to the butchers to?
Yeah, of course.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah.
My dad worked there for quite a long time.
Did he?
And then we got Fishy Lamborn.
Yes,
Yes.
he delivered fish.
We had
and
everything
everything.
in the
We
village,
did,
actually.
Mm.
And apart from that, because there was a lot of farmers, I think we did reasonably well during the war, didn't we? We didn't
Yeah.
want for anything.
No.
Bonhams used
Very
to deliver
much.
milk, they were on the milk grounds.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody had an allotments and a big garden. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you
thought
grew
it was
your own
dreadful if you
vegetables
had
in the
to
main,
buy
did you?
anything like that.
Yes, up on the high road, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes.
There was two lots of allotments. One up Capper's
Peace.
Peace.
Yeah.
So the allotments
And
where
we
the
used to
Betsy
be
Wynn
down
is.
the
Yes.
Winslow Road many years ago, I believe.
There was, yeah, by back of Elvins's there, and just over here on the school, just over school ground, just out over here where the bungalows built. That used
Oh,
to be,
yes. Yeah. Well, that was
Must be a
that
lot.
was a school allotment, wasn't it?
There was a school
School
up in
garden.
there, yeah.
Yeah. Right. So, what happened in the winter though? Because obviously, food was, vegetables were a bit scarcer. Did you?
Well,
Well, you
somebody-
still had your own.
Yeah.
And I remember Uncle Bill that he used to do a pit in
That's
the
it,
garden
Yeah.
Yes.
with celery, certainly for celery. And what else did you put in the
Potatoes,
pit?
they used to
Potatoes.
do,
Clamps, they
clam,
had
yeah,
Yes.
potato clamps.
and carrots.
But
They
you
used
were
to do that.
self-sufficient as far as
Vegetables
vegetables were
was concerned. Yes. So everybody was growing
Probably
their own.
did a bit of trading amongst.
Probably.
Share
each
it,
other,
yes,
I
yes,
think.
yes. So what kind of meals did you have for breakfast?
Carrot.
Egg and bacon. I
Carrot
think.
and
I think we had boiled eggs. And
Boiled
things.
eggs and toast were the
Yeah,
main
I think
were the
you had
main,
a cooked breakfast.
breakfast.
You had cooked breakfast.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah, I
We
think,
were-
Yes.
Anybody remember grape nuts?
Yes.
yeah, I
Yeah.
love
Oh, yes.
grape nuts, they're lovely. You can still get them.
Oh,
you know.
yeah.
Can you?
I wouldn't want to.
Uh,
I didn't like them.
And did you have your lunches at school?
Yes, and I remember they were horrible here.
Yes,
Yeah.
they were.
Were they cooked on? Did you have the
No, Frenchies
No.
brought them from Winslow,
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
they?
yeah.
Oh yes, yes.
Yes, they did, yeah.
Mrs. Belton was the
Oh,
tea.
she's lovely.
Dinner
Yeah,
lady.
But that was after they got the
Kitchen.
here, was
Yes,
it?
I used to
Mrs.
go
Ah, she was
home
before
for
they
lunch.
had
Yes,
time.
she was. She
Yeah.
used to dish it out.
Used
and I
to dish
remember-
Oh, she dished it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Were you allowed to go home?
When I first, there were no school dinners when I first went to
Yeah.
school here. We all went home.
Right.
I did eventually have them because I thought it was wonderful that they had them and with coloured beakers and things. And I persuaded my mum to let me stay.
When did
But I
they
didn't
start?
like them. I didn't
When
like
did
them. When I did, I wanted to leave them.
Margaret, when did they start having the dinners here then? Can you
I
remember
really
that?
can't remember.
But I remember there was Mrs. Barton had a nice sense of humour because she put a plate of food on a chair and some child about reality sat on it. So she said, "Oh dear, we'll have to call it Hungarian goulash.
So what was wrong with these meals that came from Winslow then?
Fat meat in the meat pies, I can remember it now.
Yeah.
They used to make me stay until I finished it. You weren't allowed in the playground until you'd finished.
Yeah, she
They were
leave there
horrible.
with a handkerchief full of grub because you had to empty the
I know,
plate.
I had to sit there until it was finished.
No, you weren't as good as. I mean, you were better than Paul. Paul, you know.
Yeah,
Paul
so-
cheated.
Yeah, I did indeed.
And where was it cooked then? Do you know where it came
Winslow.
from?
In
You just know
Winslow.
it was Winslow.
Yeah,
Winslow
the-
School.
You don't-
They
on
had
the hill there.
canteen up on the hill there, the big
Yeah.
canteen in the Winslow School.
Oh, and there was a school
Yeah,
there, right? Yeah,
yeah,
it was just
it was
brought down.
delivered.
So yeah, and brought. How did they get? Would they have a
When the
van or
was
something?
Great
or-
big, I can remember.
Yeah,
Big
so
metal
tin
containers.
metal.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember you
Yeah.
used to have a Bedford Dormobile
Yeah.
and it used to come in that.
Yeah. Okay.
It wasn't sort of
No.
insulated or anything, it was like
No.
those big aluminium
Oh,
bowls
Yeah,
and
big
things
ones.
like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And so when you know, when you went home, did you have just tea then? If you'd had a school meal.
We always had
What do you
tea
have-
and
what do you have
supper.
for
tea? Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
tea and supper.
What sort of things did you have for tea?
Bread and butter and cake and things, didn't you?
Yeah.
Well, we
Yeah.
certainly
Yeah.
did, but then you
Yeah.
had supper as well later
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, yeah.
What did you have for supper?
Always. Can't remember what. Bit of cold meat and something like that. Pickles and things.
Yeah.
Yes, we always had. You had 4 meals a day.
Mm.
And in those days, if you had chicken, you were being very posh then.
Yeah.
With special occasions.
Yeah.
How things have changed, isn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
Everyone eats chicken now, don't they?
Yeah, it's the cheapest thing you can get.
Yeah.
And we used to have lamb and things like that when we was young.
Mm. We always had
Look at the
good
price of
meat.
it now. It's
We always
ridiculous.
had good meat, I know.
What about Sundays? Did you have a Sunday roast?
Oh
Or,
yes.
Yeah.
Always a Sunday roast.
Yeah.
Always a Sunday
Yes.
roast.
Yeah.
Always.
1 o'clock on the dot.
Was it?
Yeah.
My dad
Cold
used to
meat
call it,
on Monday.
used to
cold
call it the
meat.
infernal roast. yeah, cold meat on Mondays and done up.
Because it took all day long for Mum to do
Do the
the washing.
washing.
So
Yes, and that was Monday.
All
yeah,
day.
yeah.
Mm.
And Tuesday would have been the ironing, would it? Ask you, what was your favourite dinner at home and at school? So what do you remember?
The
Is that-
worst
you
favourite
didn't have a
at
bit
school,
say
I remember the worst one.
Yeah, yeah.
Meat pie was the worst, was it?
Definitely. I can remember it now.
What was your favourite dinner at home?
Remember. I think Mum's dinners were
Mine was
always
just
alright.
roast lamb on a Sunday.
On a Sunday, yeah.
Yeah.
And it would be roast lamb. What did you have with it?
Just the vegetables, carrots, potatoes,
Roast
beans,
potatoes?
roast potatoes. I didn't like beef in those days. I didn't like beef at all.
That's old a bit now, is it?
It's changed now.
But
My
we used to
favourite-
eat everything from the meat in those days. I know Dad was a butcher, but you had, stuffed heart, often, which was lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little
Yes.
liver once a week. Set of brains. I think we should have brains on toast or something.
Brains on
Dad
toast.
loved chitlins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The men loved chitlins. The men.
What did you call your meals? What did you call your lunchtime meal?
Dinner.
Dinner.
Dinner, yes,
No.
Oh,
dinner.
dinner, yeah,
Dinner.
yeah. And what did you call your evening meal?
Well,
Tea and then
Tea.
supper.
Just tea and supper,
Supper.
right?
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Didn't you have a favourite meal, David? You just said what was put in front of you.
More or less.
Oh, times have changed,
Wasn't it
haven't they?
good?
And what about puddings?
Suet
Oh,
puddings and-
treacle sponge or
Yeah.
treacle pudding and custard. That was always my.
proper puddings, didn't you?
Yeah.
Always.
It's the same as steak and kidney pudding. Used to love that. That's one of my favourites.
Mum had all
The
these
gas-
apples. She used to
gas
make these
was
apple
there.
pies. She
You
used to
can't
live
give him
on
it,
apple
no.
pie. I hate apple
Yeah, I
pie.
know, I know not to give you apple
Apple
pie.
dumplings.
Gas was laid on down near previously it hadn't been there, and I remember Mrs. Bishop coming to see me and saying, you also arranged for gas to be laid on to Gladys Alderman's house. So I said, okay. I went to see Gladys Alderman, and she said, no, I don't want it, I'll be terrified of it.